Usually my shoots are very planned out, but this time we've had an unexpected event, which is snow.
Yes, it seems Old Man Winter paid us a visit late last night, and he brought with him not a pillow or a sheet, but a blanket.
We don't get snow here very often. It's been about 2 years since it snowed, and I love taking pictures in the snow since it's such a unique opportunity. Some cosplays that I've shot in the snow have been Robin from Fire Emblem, Dawn from Pokemon Platinum, and I think I have one of 9S. If there's any others, I'll just put them up on the screen. And my Robin shoot I really liked. I liked the pictures I got from it. But lately, anytime I do a snow shoot, I haven't been incredibly satisfied with it. Anyway, this time I am trying to put some thought into it and have some ideas already in my head so that when I get out there, it won't be all for nothing. So I have a couple character options for my cosplay snow shoot. First one would be Wirt, and I could recreate the snowy scene from the last couple episodes. Next would be Dawn from Pokemon Platinum, then would be Snufkin, and last would be Gold. So I kind of booted Wirt out pretty quickly just because I could only think of one thing to do with him. Dawn was a possibility, but it really came between Snufkin and Gold. And even though Snufkin is a traveler, I don't have a lot of props that I could use with him. Like, I think he would be good with a backpack or a fishing pole or a lantern, but I don't really have any of those things. So I ultimately decided to go with Gold because I actually got an inspiration. And that inspiration would be his battle with Red atop Mount Silver. This is, I think, one of Gold's most iconic moments. So I think I would like to somehow replicate that intensity in my shoot, and I'm going to, of course, have to work with the fact that it's just me. So what I'm thinking I'll do is a lot of like intense expression-y photos. I struggle with expressions just because I kind of default to a very ladylike, dreamy look, which makes it hard for male characters because that doesn't always suit them, especially characters like Gold, who is very kind of go-lucky. Gold is one of my favorite cosplays, and I've shot him a couple times. One dilemma we have is that this cosplay uses shorts, and I do have some nude tights that I'll usually wear when I need to be showing my legs in a winter costume. However, this time of year I do not usually shave my legs, and I think that would show underneath the nude tights. So I'm going to wear some black leggings under the shorts. I think it'll give that like athletic wear compression tights look, kind of like what Hilbert has in Pokemon Black and White 2, and Gold seems like the athletic type, so I have absolutely no qualms about changing the costume a little bit to wear those. Also, I've noticed that the longer I cosplay, the less I care about certain things like that. Alright, welcome back. It's been a couple days and I'm now ready to look at, sort through, and edit the photos from my shoot. So whenever I do a snow photo shoot, this time I didn't bother trying to get footage because it's so cold outside and I can't think straight. But when I do a snow photo shoot, I try to stay out of the snow as much as possible. I also noticed that sometimes my camera will start acting funky if it's out in the cold for a long time. So things like getting my lenses ready, getting my tripod to the right settings or whatever, I'll do that in the house. and then I'll walk outside and take the pictures. Also, I got a little bit of a late start, and you know, it's winter, so it gets dark early, so I would say the shoot didn't go as long as I would have liked it to go, but I am pretty satisfied with what we got. So let's look at what we've got. Alright, so the first photo I decided to go with was some Pokeballs. These are my Pokeball props that I just use for everything. This is my favorite Pokeball, and my dog chewed on it, it was devastating. This one's my second favorite, and this one's from when I was a child. And if I could retake this photo, what I would do is I would turn this one around so you don't see the hinges and it's not like obviously a toy. Anyway, so I have 3 different versions of this one. We have the one with just the Pokeballs. Then I thought I might try to get some human interaction, so I put my hand on the Pokeball, and then I thought maybe that wasn't enough, so I did one further out that you can see more of my body. And just looking at these in the back of the camera, I thought that this third one would be my favorite one that I would eventually go with. But something I don't like about it is that you can see the table and some of the backgrounds, and I don't think me being in the image is really doing anything to make it better. I had a bunch of stuff in my pocket too, so that looks a little bit strange. So I think the photo that I am going to go with is the simplest one, and I would call this one like the cover photo, like it's introducing you to the shoot. Sometimes I get so fixated on things like my face or the front of my costume that I forget to photograph details, and that's something I'm trying to do more often. So for this one, I was thinking about the intensity of the Mount Silver fight, and I wanted to look kind of like, ooh. So I really like this one. The Pokeball is facing the right way. That's always a good start. I decided to put the hood on because I've seen some fan art where Gold will be on top of the mountain and he'll have the hood on, and I think that's a cool addition. I like when these little functional parts of a character's costume are being shown, like used. I just think that's cool since you can always see the hood, but you never really see the character use it. Also, this hood kept me very, very warm. So I really like this photo. I think the focus came out good, and this one I'm going to star it, so it will definitely be edited. So this next set right here, I was kind of working with that same feeling, and I have a couple. So I've got this first one. This one's definitely not gonna make it. And then this third one. So with this shot, I like these two right here. But the thing is, I think they're pretty similar to this one. And if I were to choose between like these photos, and this one, I think that this one just has more elements in it and is a more interesting photo. So I'm going to keep this one. For these next couple photos, I wanted to turn the camera in the other direction and give like a good intimate shot, I guess. So right away I'm just going to say I think this is the one that I'm going to keep. I kind of like too that the top of my head is cut off. It makes it more like something that you're seeing first person. This one I kind of thought I would like look dramatically back at the camera, but there's just nothing super interesting about the picture. So after that is when I got the zoomies, and I decided to take what I call the Animal Crossing picture. And I call it this because this is a picture I like to take in Animal Crossing. I thought I would run across the picture. This was my first attempt, and my favorite part about it is that you can literally see my phone falling out of my pocket. My phone was fine. But after I saw this one, I decided to change the exposure so I would actually be visible. And we got this picture. This one's not really gonna make it either, but this one I like. So during these photos, I started doing what I call the Pokemon run, which is not really running, but sort of an exaggerated arms up and down, legs up and down movement. And that gave me some pretty good captured in the moment running pictures. So I really like this picture, but I also wanted to get a different perspective. So I did one of me running up the hill. So I think this one's my favorite. I thought that this one would be my favorite, but now that I'm seeing it out of the camera, it's not really in focus. I might be able to do something with it though. Also, so the way that my mind works is very visually. And sometimes I will stow an image away in my head without realizing it, and I'll like unintentionally recreate it. I don't know if I'm different for doing this, but what I'm saying is that I created these pictures not trying to reference anything, and then when I was looking at them, I realized that I had. So the first thing I'll always do is start with a curves layer on the background, and I will adjust the exposure between me and the background because I want myself to stand out from the background. So for this one, I had a very dark background and I decided to make it lighter. Then after that, I will do curves on myself. So I made both myself and the background lighter. So with this picture, most of what's in focus is my costume. And at this point, I wanted to go through and highlight certain parts of my costume. So first off, we have a curves layer for the straps of my backpack. They're a light gray, and I wanted to make them more noticeable, so I made them a darker gray. Then we have a curves layer for my hoodie. So my hoodie has a bamboo pattern with little bits of yellow in it, and I wanted that to stand out more. And this is a curves layer on my face and on my hand. So by my face, I really mean this whole area right here where my head and hair are visible. And since that is the human part of the photo, I wanted to make it very apparent, which is why I brightened it, especially since my hoodie is going to be blocking some of the light that's going to be on my face. So after curves, then I'll move forward to colors. Here is the color balancing layer for the background. I decided to add a lot more greens and blues to it since it's a winter scene. Originally, it was rather brown. By comparison, this next photo is simpler, so I'm just gonna run through all the things I did. It's really the same thing with color balance and tweaking the light a little bit. This is a very simple portrait, so I really just wanted to make sure that it matched the other one. And that is something that's important to me when I'm working on a set, is I'll leave all of the photos open so that I can make sure I have colored them all the same way. So I would say every shoot needs a central photo, a crown to sit atop the head that is the shoot. Just like one picture that is really noticeable, and especially in a shoot like this where we have some very simple supporting photos, I wanted to have one really nice one. And that idea to make this one the really nice one came through in editing. So, as I mentioned before, I really like what I have here with the running across the screen, but the background is pretty underwhelming. It's my backyard, and there's not much to look at other than the snow. So, what I decided to do is play a little bit with collage. So collage is when you combine several photos into one finished product. Some people exclusively do collage. I struggle with heavy editing in photos. Not like I technically can't do it, but it doesn't come natural to me. And I think right now I'm working through a combination of embracing my own style and kind of trying to push myself. Basically, I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut right now. So I thought now would be a good time to try some collage again and fix up the background, because I think that saving the background will really help the image. So I have an archive of photos that I have taken throughout the years. When I was younger, I really loved photographing nature, like flowers and stuff. I wouldn't say I was super good at it, but I do have some pictures that are pretty cute. And I always hang on to them just in case, like just to have them, but also to possibly use as assets. So a lot of these are up close pictures, which made them not ideal for what I was looking for. But I did have some pictures from a trip that I took to the beach with a friend. So I have this picture right here, and what I was mainly looking at in it was the sky. I have a lot of pictures of mountains, and the mountains were in the way. So this was the best picture I had with a clear sky. So I decided to plop it right here. So after that, I did some masking. First, I duplicated my background image again, and I cut myself out in it. Then I duplicated it again and did a mask so that I removed the background area of the original picture and replaced it with the sky. After that, it was most of the usual things that I do. I put most of the time into trying to get this edge right here looking clean. I wanted it to be a little bit blurry, sort of like it's a vanishing point. And the idea is that I'm running on Mount Silver, and there in the background is the beautiful sky. Of course, this picture was taken, I think this picture was taken during the summer, so these are summer clouds, which kind of bothers me since it's snowing. But one thing I'm kind of obsessed with is like mountains where it's snowing, and then below in the valley or whatever, it's green. Sort of like you're looking at two different worlds. So you can imagine it that way, is that it is summertime, but it is so cold on Mount Silver that there's snow. And to try to make that more clear in the picture, I did a lot of color balancing and adding like blues and cyan to give it that winter feel. Also, I want the winter feel to go with the other pictures, which I added a lot of blue to. So after I finished this picture, I decided to not edit the other two of me running. I liked the potential that those pictures had, but I don't have another good background that I can add to it. I tried with a couple other backgrounds, but it didn't feel consistent. So I think that in the name of consistency, I am going to trash those, and this will be my running picture. Thanks so much for watching. This was a pretty fun, spontaneous photo shoot to do. I didn't think I would be doing any shoots for a little while, and I even considered not shooting in the snow this time, but I got the idea and I knew I had to do it. So even though this wasn't a big shoot, I'm pretty happy with the quality of it, and I think things went much better than they did last time I tried to shoot in the snow. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you some other time.